Hello everyone, I'm Zenith with Gardening Mindfully. I hope you are doing well. If you love succulents and echeverias as much as I do, and you don't already have this plant in your collection, you are going to fall in love. What we have here is the Echeveria Neon Breakers. The Neon Breakers is a hybrid. It's a cross between the red frills and an unknown parent. It's easy to see why the Neon Breakers is a showstopper of a plant. The leaves are thick and waxy, and the outer leaves in the center is a bluish green color, and the edges is a bright pink color, and it's very wavy, very frilly on the edges. You'll notice that the inner rosette leaves are a pale green in the center, and it also has the pink frilly edge. Now we talked about the fact that the Neon Breakers is a hybrid. It's a hybrid, but the growing condition is the same as all of the other Echeveria plants that are native to Mexico and the Latin American and South American countries. When it comes to light, your Neon Breakers prefer continuous bright light in order to maintain the rich, vibrant colors in the leaves. When potting our Echeveria Neon Breakers, a well-draining soil mix is best. It's also important to use a pot that will allow moisture to be wicked away from the soil as an added insurance. I'll be using this Miracle Grow succulent and cactus mix because it's well draining. Let's go ahead and add the soil into our planter. So the reason we're using a well-draining soil mix, we never want to let the plant get waterlogged, or the roots will rot, or the leaves will rot, and it will kill the plant. So our Echeveria plant does not have a stem. It basically has the roots and the leaves. And again, by using a terracotta pot, it will very easily allow water to evaporate through the sides of the pot, and that will also prevent the plant from getting root rot. And as far as water, our Neon Breakers Echeveria plant, or Echeveria Neon Breakers, is very drought tolerant. They don't require a lot of water. You'll notice here how dry this is, and it's a thriving plant. They prefer to grow in dry soil. Remember when I said that the Echeveria plant does not have a stem? So we basically just have roots and the leaves. There are leaves. So there's not a lot of dried leaves on the underside. So this is a really clean and healthy plant. But if we do have dried leaves, we'll go ahead and just remove them because they tend to harbor insects. So we'll remove any dried leaves. So we also want to make sure that our Echeveria plant dry out in between watering. That's another way to prevent it from getting root or leaf rot. Want to make sure that we water it really well, and then we just back off for maybe a month, 4 weeks or a month, We also want to make sure that water does not sit in the inner rosette leaves. That can also cause the plant to rot. And we'll go ahead and we'll remove these offsets. So when we talk about propagating or Echeveria plants, an Echeveria plant can easily be propagated from a leaf. So we can remove a leaf. Some people allow it to callus over 1 or 2 days. Sometimes I do that. Most of the times I'll just remove the leaf and I'll just stick it in some dry soil, water it in, back off until it gets dry again, and it will root very easily. But I know a lot of people will tend to let it callus over for a day or two before they put it in the soil. It works both ways. Another way you can propagate your Echeveria plant is by offsets. So you'll notice that this particular plant has another plant that's nestled closely to this mother plant. Here we have another plant that was nestled very closely to the mother plant. And we can just easily put this in some soil. And we have another Neon Breakers Echeveria plant. Now regarding temperature, Echeveria plants on a whole are not frost hardy. So for me here in zone 8A, my last frost date is approximately April 1st. So the first week of April, I'll move my Echeveria plants and my other succulents outdoors until late fall. Then I'll bring them back indoors. It's okay to fertilize your Echeveria plants. I tend to fertilize my succulents in the growing months. So starting in the spring months, I'll fertilize my Echeveria plants once monthly until early fall. And as far as whether or not your neon breakers will flower, they tend to flower from summer into fall.
If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe and share this video.
I removed the offset that was nestled closely to the mother plant and potted it up separately. So now that we have soil added to the pot, we'll go ahead and top dress with some pebbles to retain moisture. By adding the pebbles, we're helping to retain moisture in the soil, but it also adds a touch of elegance. Now, doesn't the top dressing add a touch of elegance to this plant? Just look. Isn't that awesome? Just adds a pop of color. If you place the Echeveria Neon Breakers in a spot where you can see it all day, every day, it will add a lot of cheer and bring you a lot of joy. It's a show-stopping plant that will be adored whether you have it as a house plant, it's in a container on your patio, or it's growing outdoors in your landscape. If you have never tried an Echeveria, or you don't have a Neon Breakers Echeveria in your plant collection, what are you waiting for? They are adorable, they are beautiful, they're easy to care and to maintain. They're very drought tolerant. Yes, they need a lot of bright light. But if you live in an area where it's not frost hardy, you can very easily grow the Neon Breakers in a container and keep it indoors during the winter months. After your last frost day, then you can move that container outdoors to a bright location where it gets bright, consistent sunlight. So if you're looking for a succulent or an Echeveria plant that will bring you joy, the Neon Breakers is a wonderful choice. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and share this video. Happy gardening!